Hi, very good afternoon to everyone and welcome to this Proquest webinar session. My name is Kurinji Malar and I'm the training and consulting partner with Proquest. And I hope everyone can hear me well. And as you know, the audio is set one way. So if you have any question, please post it in the chat box here. And even if you are facing some audio connection issues, please let me know via the chat box as well. In an information age where we are overwhelmed with messages, media, data, Proquest aims to help researchers to cut through the noise, become more targeted, be more informed, and innovate to change their work. So in today's session, in line with that, I would like to showcase how conducting research is made easy with Proquest One Academic platform. So with that in mind, our objective for today is to identify or discover the content that you have or the content or the sources types that you available through Proquest One Academic platform, and also to understand the literature searching and sharing techniques from Proquest One Academic platform. And finally, you will know how to evaluate, organize, share, and manage the information. I will be sharing some little introduction to Proquest. Okay. Proquest offers aggregated information and provide extensive supplementary resources to complement core materials for multidisciplinary courses. So this vast content allows serious research of virtually any research topic from multiple perspectives and across multiple formats. So Proquest One Academic is one of the largest and most diverse multidisciplinary collections that offers wide variety of content for teaching, learning, and research from a wide range of subjects as well. Proquest One Academic can be accessed from your library portal via your e-resources or online database link. But you need to take note that not all libraries will have access to Proquest One Academic. Some libraries or some institutions may only have to have the selected subjects based on subscriptions. So if you're unsure how you want to access or you want to know more about to access to Proquest platform, please consult your library team. So in this webinar, I will demonstrate how you can utilize the Proquest content sets that you have within your library collections. So before we move on looking at the Proquest One Academic platform, now let's look at how the use of varied content types drives impact in research, teaching, and learning. So I would like to share some of the key findings on the survey that's conducted in year 2018 with 1,300 participation from faculty and students around the globe, just to better understand the value they find in the use of various type of content. So one of the key findings is faculty and students use wide variety of content, yes, in both teaching as well as in research. So if you look at the content, they use scholarly journals, books, e-books, and print books, dissertation and thesis were indicated as the most used resources, both in research as well as in teaching. Further, if you look at from the teaching perspective, you can see that case studies and videos were also among the top 10 used content for teaching aspects. So now let's look at the faculty's view on how the varied type of information benefits students. So faculty respondents believe that being exposed to rich mix of content types promotes better learning outcomes for students, helping them to build foundational knowledge and generate higher quality of work. So as you can see in this slide that 96% agrees that it helps students to better understand the concepts and the idea more holistically, and 93% agrees that it helps them to conduct more thorough literature review. So in summary, faculty believe that varied content is essential to student success. Subsequently, in 2019, Proquest with Library Journal conducted another survey on the need of varied content type, and this time it was focused to academic librarians, and 94% of the academic libraries agree that students need to seek variety of viewpoints in different published formats so they can draw their own conclusion and build critical thinking skills. So looking at the survey findings, we know that academic research is changing and concludes that the access to wide variety of content type of information is needed and required for students, researchers, and instructors to provide high quality of work. Now here are some of the tips to conduct literature searching within Proquest platform. So first, you need to understand the wide variety of content offered by Proquest database. So as you know, Proquest platform has wide variety of content, though in general, the peer-reviewed scholarly journals are mainly used in research papers, but it is also important to read and evaluate other sources beyond traditional journals, such as ebooks, books, conference papers and proceedings, dissertation and theses, market and industry reports, country focus reports, working papers, government documents, multimedia content, and etc. So in addition to that, multimedia content such as video and audio content are increasingly become very interesting, and this is one of the content that need to explore further in current teaching and learning aspects or learning context. So these are all the content that's available in Proquest platform. So identifying the right sources, very, very crucial for research, teaching, and learning. So once you have identified the content, then you need to apply the correct search strategies, applying some of the tips using the Boolean operators, the truncation, and etc. Then you can evaluate your source accordingly, use some common method or use the CRAAP method. And then you can organize your content by downloading them into your local drive, or you want to save it to your cloud saving, or you want to save it into your citation management system, or even into your My Research account. And finally, because it has all the articles and the searches has unique URLs with the documents, so you can share those documents among your colleagues, among your peers, among your students, and etc. So Proquest, the overall aim of Proquest is to bring it all together in a unified experience without restriction for research, teaching, and learning. Yeah? So that's why having Proquest one academic platform, you will have access. This is like a central destination, so you can have all this content within one platform. Proquest one academic offers wide range of content, as you can see in the slide, and all this content serves different purposes at different stages of your research or assignment, or even if you're developing course materials or revamping your course materials. Okay. These are some of the key scholarly journals from multidisciplinary subjects available in Proquest platform. So scholarly journals are also referred as peer-reviewed or sometimes as professional journals written by experts and reviewed by their peers and other experts in the field before it is published. So scholarly journals are often recommended by faculty to use it in research papers and projects. So as you know that research papers takes 2 to 3 years before being published as the scholarly journals. So if you need to do more in-depth analysis or research on those particular subjects or some areas that you do not find elsewhere, so it is recommended to refer to dissertation and theses, working papers, conference papers, and proceeding papers. Yeah. And within this Proquest one academic platform, you can also find reports with deep sets of data such as country and industry focused reports, risk reports, company reports, market snapshots. All comes with some of this data comes in the Excel downloadable data. And the international coverage of these reports gives researchers a complete picture of companies, of business trends across the world. Some examples of the reports that you can find within this platform is one of it is country industry reports. It's from Pitch Solution Report, formerly was known as BMI Business Monitor International Reports. And it provides SWOT analysis for specific industry, project trend outline, macroeconomic forecast, and a full review of competitive landscape to assess the market position. And having access to these high-value reports allows you to gain some insight on emerging trends that could support, strengthen, or disrupt the activities in the market, so you can strategize your business plans accordingly. So those who are working on some business plans, these are some of the reports that you can refer to. And you are also, with having access to these reports, you're also able to understand the threats in your operations investment. So you can protect your organization against the future risks. So in summary, basically, it helps businesses, the business analysis, to target business opportunities, risk, and develop successful budgetary and planning in respective markets. Other than this report, you do have reports on country economic forecast, where it gives you the economic outlook, the GDP growth, the forecast, and economic key indicators, risk factors, and etc. And one interesting report is the charting report. It contains economic structure, competitiveness, economic development, economic growth, macro risk and presenting in a very visual and graphical format. So you can use them beyond research. You can use them incorporate them, those charts into your presentation in your classrooms, boardrooms, seminars, and etc. So in recent survey about the value of news content, the researchers, it shows that over 70% of researchers use news content. These are in-demand primary source materials that are not easily found in one place, so which provides context and connection, which will be your first point of reference before you narrowing down your research topics. So accessing to wide range of news content supports their research by keeping them abreast of the current topics, seeing a different perspective from the local regions, other countries, also give an exposure to them to global perspective. Other than that, you have access to ebooks. Yeah? So Proquest Academic is one of the platforms. Proquest One Academic also provides access to the ebooks as well as multimedia content to this platform. And the ebooks are usually provides a broad overview of topic. So to access to the bookshelf, it helps you to organize the books into a folder and share that you can share those books that you've saved into your folder. Sorry. So you can save into your folder, and then you can use it for collaboration purposes. And using the video content, you also have access to video content. You can present difficult topics in a new light and provide different ways of understanding information and sharing information to your peers or students. So video basically inspires greater engagement in learning. So this is an undeniable statement. So including us now, we use multimedia content and it's become part of our learning tools in our current lifestyle. So these are some of the essential magazines that you can find within this platform. Okay, we're moving on to the next tips on literature searching. Yeah. So you need to know. Okay, now you know that you have access to this wide variety of content through the Proquest One platform. But now, how do you get to find the right content, the desired information within this platform? So you need to apply the effective search strategies. Yeah. For those who have attended some of my webinar series, I usually will focus more on the search strategies. So some of you already be familiar with the search strategies. So if you are familiar, just take this as a refresher. Yeah. So as you know that once we have collected we have done some background search research, we have done some kind of thesaurus search to find the related terms, the synonyms that's relevant in our research key terms. So once you have all your key terms, so usually it will be more than 2 keywords. So if you put in a more than keywords, it recognizes them by relating them as and. So for instance, in this case, air pollution, if you just put in air pollution, it recognizes as air pollution, air and pollution. So if you want them to be a phrase, you just put in a quotation mark. Further, in Proquest platform, it recognizes the singular and plural noun automatically, comparative and superlative adjectives as well, and also recognizes the differences between US spelling as well as British English, British and the US English. So it's easier for you. You don't have to worry about the variances anymore. All that you need to remember is to put in a quotation mark to get it as a phrase. Okay. Next is to understand how you can use the Boolean operators to relate your key terms. So the Boolean operators are and or not, and or not. But we know how and works. It's automatically recognized and related with and operator. So we will focus on or because it's a very important connector, especially when you want to expand your key terms here. Because if you want to expand your search query, then you need to apply the or in the search queries. So for example, indigenous can be also recognized as can be also written as natural or organic or original and etc. So what you want, if you want all these terms to be part of your search query, then you just have to add or in between. Just go on and adding the or. Now it's very simple that it will retrieve all the records, but not that particular word that you want to eliminate. Yeah, that is in this case, pollution not sound will retrieve all records of pollution but not sound. And next one is the proximity operator. The proximity operators are near /n or n/n. So n is a number, so you can choose the number from any numbers. Usually I will use 5, 10, 15, 20, and I recommend to others do not go beyond 20 because the main purpose why we are using this number is we want them to be in context. So if you put a bigger number, then it may not be in context. So in this case, marketing near /5, effectiveness, that means the word marketing and term effectiveness to fall within the 5 words in proximity. So that's what it means. So we assume that being in 5 words or being in 10 words, those key terms are in context. Yeah. Okay. Now pre-N is basically just to specify the order. The other one is the asterisk. I always remind to use the asterisk. As you know that some of these terms have got many variances. So if you want them to be recognized in your search results, then you would want to identify the root word and add the asterisk here. So in this case, economy, you identify as econom and add an asterisk. Then it will find all other variances such as economy, economies, economical, economic, or economical. Yeah? And you can use the question mark if you are unsure about the spelling. Okay, now field search is used in advanced search, especially if you have, when you're given information, you have the references, you have the bibliography information, or you have set some criteria in your mind that you want this particular term to appear in abstract, or you want this particular search term to appear in the title. So you can use the search fields to enter your search terms in that particular field. Yeah, I can show that later in examples. Some of the examples of the field searching. Let's move on to the demo itself. So if you have access to Proquest One Academic or even any other subscription, so you will come to the landing page and you will have a search box here. So in this case, if you notice for Proquest One Academic, you have a search box, and it shows you that you can search across scholarly journals, books, videos, or audios, the multimedia content, dissertation and thesis, and many other content here. So in today's example, we are using digital transformation as our search example. So digital transformation, if you want it to be a phrase, so you can see that I have entered quotation mark, and then I just click see search here. So you can see that I have quite a number of results here, quite a huge number of results, even though I'm using digital, because this is a very broad topic and it just is one search term. So subsequently, you can add on more terms that if you want to focus on digital transformation, on say, if you want to look at the business processes or the business model or the business operation or any other impact that's with digital transformation. So you can expand it later, but in this webinar, we don't go beyond that. The purpose of this is to show that you can apply some of these techniques here, and you are exposed to multiple content in one go, right? Digital transformation, you can find it in the scholarly journals, in books, audio and video content, dissertation and thesis, newspapers, and if you click more, then you can see that you have access to conference proceeding papers, working papers, and etc. So it all depends on your research objective or your the stages of research you are in currently, or what's the purpose of your research. So if you are looking at just to have a broad understanding of what is digital transformation, what has been discussed currently in the news, what is the challenges faced when you have digital transformation happening for small industries, small businesses, and etc. So you can read some of the newspapers or wire feeds or magazines to understand what's going on, and then you can narrow down on your topic that you want to focus for your research. So once you have got some ideas, then you can move on looking at more detailed information, more in-depth information in the scholarly journals, books, or dissertation and theses, or even in working papers or conferences. Now, on your right here, usually there will be a recommendation on the books that matches on your search. So this is on digital transformation book. And also, if you look at it under here, you will have the videos that's recommended that matches your research, the search topic. Okay, here are some of the sample. That is this from Asian News Monitor. This is from The Economist, the magazine, and this is from the book. Okay, now going into advanced search, like I said, advanced search is very useful when you have references. So if you know the title of the articles that you want to look for, just enter your title here, select the right field called document title. That's very easy and straightforward. But if you have you do not have any references, basically you're looking at collecting documents on that discuss about mental health or mental illness, and you want that to be discussed or appear in the document title. So you just enter mental health with the quotation mark. This is all here. Remember, we talked about the expansion of all. Mental health, right? Either mental health or mental illness or mental well-being, you just add your term with all here. And you want to look at the education or the literacy level in the tertiary or the higher education. So if you don't focus expanding your key terms like education or literacy, if you only look at literacy, then you might miss out some that has used the word education. Same here, tertiary or higher education. So you want these two key terms to be appearing in the abstract. Yeah, and then move on. Click on search. You can also, using the advanced search, the advantage is you can also narrow down the publication date in advance. As you can do it as a pre-filtration. And if you go down a little bit, you can also limit to certain sources and languages. You can just click on searches. So you can see now my number of results are very, very focused, very limited, 500 over. Even then it is 500 over, but you can see it's coming from different source types. So you can now look at, let's say if you want to focus on scholarly journals or dissertation, then you can zoom into those content directly. Now, when you come to this part of once you have identified the right search, it's always advisable to save your searches so that you can come back, like probably you don't cover every bit of these documents in one day. So if you want to come back and relook at the documents, so you can go into your My Research folder, and you can click search to rerun your searches instead of remembering the whole search query again and again. Okay, so now when you're here, you can also evaluate your searches. So your evaluation can be, you can use multiple way to evaluate. One of the common way to evaluate is to use the general evaluation. So you can look at criteria such as the validity, the relevancy, the appropriateness for needs, the importance, and most importantly, the social and the cultural context that you want to comply with. And some of you might also use the CRAAP method, which is the currency, the relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose. So for usually I will focus on the first two, the currency and the relevance. Just make sure that this content is relevant to your research topic, and it's also in terms of the timeliness, you are in the current topic, or if you're looking at historical data, that you find the right articles to meet your research needs. Okay, here are some of the example of articles that you can find within Proquest One Academic. This is on the scholarly journals, this is the dissertation and thesis, this is sample of the conference papers and proceedings. Okay, now report searching within the Proquest One Academic platform. So some of you might find it difficult to find some of these reports. So actually, if you use the advanced search mode, it's very much easier to find it. So let's say you want to look for the economic forecast reports that you want that to be appear in your title. And the country that you might want to focus probably is Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, or Thailand, or if any country that you are representing, you want to look at. So just put in the country's name here, and you want them to appear in the title. And when you come to filtration on this part here, you have an option to filter or confine it to reports. For example, you just want to focus on reports, and here you can focus on English language. Click search. So once you have searched, that you will be now exposed to those reports, the current reports, economic forecast reports on the countries that we have selected here. So if you want to view those reports, just click on those links. There you go. There you go. You have the reports from. This is the Singapore's report. This is August. This is August 2020. In fact, this is because my slides were much earlier. So if you do the current one, you probably find the latest October reports and etc. For these reports for Malaysia, it's a full report. Now, ebook is another content that you access through the Proquest One platform. So having access to this book is very important. That you can, if you find the right books, you can look at the availability of this book. So once you know the availability, is, let's say it's an unlimited access, you can then you look at the pages that's remaining for chapter download. So what does it mean? That it means that you are allowed to download in the PDF format, yeah, the normal portable document format, some of the topics here, some of the subtopics here, or you call it chapter. Sorry. So let's say you have created a curriculum or syllabus or any topics, and if you want to associate some of these chapters into that curriculum in your learning management system, so you can come here to download those particular chapter, and then you can then link them to your learning management system. Yeah, so that's. And you have 216. Let's say this is an unlimited access, then you have 216 pages to be downloaded each day. So after 24 hours, you get back to your 216, and then you can look at other chapters that you want to download into PDF format. And you can also read this book online. You can download this book. So when I say download here, basically you are downloading into a reader, for your offline reading purposes. The readers that is compatible with Proquest One Academic platform or eBook Central is the Adobe Digital Edition. So you can use that to download this book. And it depends on the maximum days that you can keep the book into your Adobe Digital Edition. Is always written here, so you have like 21 days. Okay, so in Read Online, you are able to do a search within this book and do a quick read online, looking access to the specific titles that you have searched, and add some annotations, add some notes, and bookmark these books and etc. Okay. So if you want to search for a video specifically, let's say you want to look at video content that you want to use it for your teaching purposes or even for your learning or even for your project, then you just come into the advanced search again. And this time your title is, you're looking at energy, example, at the title level, and what you want to confine to is the audio and video works. Yeah, so you just search it from here. So you can see that you have like 198 results on audio and video works, which all talks about energy content on video. So here you go, you have the video, so you have the transcript. You can search within the transcript, and you can cite these videos and embed. Most importantly, you want to embed. You can find the embedding codes and the links to embed into your either learning management system or even to your presentation, etc. So another way to search for from Proquest One platform is to use the publication search. Publication search is very easy. All that you go into a publication search and look up, is this publication available in this platform or in this My Subscription? You just enter the name of the publication and you will find that publication here, and you can conduct a research within that publication. And here you use the thesaurus search. We have for Proquest platform, the thesaurus you have an inbuilt thesaurus. So you can use this thesaurus to expand your terms, your related terms, to find the hierarchical terms and etc. Okay, so finally, that we talk about evaluate, organize, and manage. Let's look at that. So once you have done your evaluation using some of these criteria we discussed earlier, so you can now have an option to obtain your articles that you have retrieved through download. This is the most popular one, to download, or you can immediately get the citations or email or print, or you can save it to your folder or cloud saving, or even export to your citation management system. And if you want to do a quick deep dive into your research, I always recommend users to look at the documents that is got high cited. So why is highly cited seems to be a very influential document. So you will probably want to look at that and also look at the references used in those particular articles, whether it's scholarly journals or even dissertation and thesis or conference papers or etc. Okay, so the My Research Management, remember we were talking about why that you need to save your searches. It's very important to save your search or save your documents. So when you save your documents, you can save it at the, it will be saved at the document here. So in this folder, I have 101 documents or articles saved here. So I can come back later to evaluate whether this article is relevant to my research or relevant to my assignment. So if I don't want, then I can remove it. Otherwise, you can go into your search tab here. So at the search tab, you can run your searches by just clicking on the search term, terms that you have saved it. So you can either run the searches or you can convert them into alert. You can convert them into alert, and you can. Then once you've created the alert, you can stay updated with the research topic on that particular research topic or the particular area of research. Subsequently, there's any updates in Proquest platform. And also you have a view, you have the link to link the particular search to share with your team members, to say we can collaborate on working on researches, because I found like 500 documents, but if I may not be able to do it myself. Let's work together to evaluate and find the right documents. So you can work in a group or in collaborate with your team members, or it can be an assignment from a lecturer to students. Yeah. Okay, so we are now almost done on covering all these important topics, important points on Proquest One academic platform. So now with that, you're able to identify the different content or source types available to Proquest One platform, Proquest One academic platform. And you are able to understand how the literature searching and sharing techniques from Proquest One academic platform, and you know how to evaluate, organize, and manage your information, and also share your information. Okay, so with that, I'm already have done with this presentation. So you have some additional resources here. I can share this in the chat box. So meanwhile, if you have any question, please feel free to send it through the chat box. And I'm also sharing this post-webinar survey link here. Please help me to fill it in. Okay, feel free to send me the Q&A. If you don't have a question right now, so if you have come across some question later, then you can send it to training@proquest.com. Yeah. Okay, there's a question. Okay, you would like the recording? Yep, I can send it. Can you just please drop me an email? I'll send it over. Usually it will take about a day for the recording to be ready. So I'll send it over later. So if you don't have any question, I think we shall end our session for today. And I would like to thank you for your participation. So please feel free to email to training@proquest.com. So even if you want to organize your private webinars, you can also email to training@proquest.com. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great day ahead. Thank you.